gentleman, and he's going to tell you about the program. And I want to start off with my phone friend, final meeting, Dr. Jim Huntington.
Yeah,
he's in charge of MINDDRIVE, and anyway, he's going to introduce you to the kids and tell you about the program, and then answer any questions for you. So with that, Jim, take it away.
Okay. Actually, I am not in charge of the program. I'm just one of the soldiers. Steve Reese here is going to make the comments. Steve is our CEO, and Linda Buckner, who is walking up here right now, is our president. We've been on the road from San Diego since June 11th. Got to San Antonio last Saturday. First wave of kids flew home to Kansas City with their mentors. Second wave flew in. We left San Antonio Sunday morning, and tomorrow's the finish line in Jacksonville, which will be 2,500 miles. So you'll hear the kids speak and some of the mentors, but I'm going to turn it over to Steve.
Well, we're glad to be here, obviously. Thanks for your hospitality and having us. Sorry we're a little late. We went over to the other building. MINDDRIVE is a program in Kansas City that deals primarily with urban youth. We have students from 5 different high schools, and the program is set up with, we have approximately 20 students, and we also have approximately 20 mentors. And the mentors are just people from the business community. We have mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, welders, sheet metal fabricators, journalists, and so it's and we don't pair them up like big brother, big sister. It's kind of like it just happens. Some kids will find an interest in an area, and they'll hook up with the electrical guy, or they'll hook up with the welder, and we let them find their own interests. Some of the students, we have 2 classes. One is in automotive design, and the other is in contemporary communications. Both things that all kids, if you'll remember back when you were 16, how important cars were. And the same thing's true today with communications, with the internet, tweeting and blogging. And so the other class, which is a communications class, teaches them how to write, how to take photographs, how to do website work and editing, that type of thing. And the communications class uses the automotive class as a client almost. So they do a lot of the website development. So this whole thing started a couple of years ago, and there was a class called Creative Design, and the students did everything from building bridges out of toothpicks to dissecting how a book is made. But we always ended the class with a design problem on building a body for a car, shaping a body for a car, because I'm an old car guy. And the kids kept saying, well, why can't we build a real car? Why can't we build a real car? Why can't we build a real car? And they just kept asking, and I thought, we can't do that. But after literally 100 times of the kids asking, I realized that we had taught these kids to think outside the box, and we were the ones standing in the box. So from their demand, we started a class in automotive design, and we found an old junk car, and it turned out to be really lightweight. It was an old Indy car. It was wrecked. Got it out of a junkyard, and so we built an electric car. When it was all done, we had this really light car, because the Indy cars are made out of titanium and carbon fiber, and even though it had been a wrecked car, it was very lightweight. So suddenly we had an efficient car, a car that is an environmentally friendly car. So it's evolved from there, and I'd like to introduce the students so they can tell you themselves about what they do in the class, and also about this trip that we're taking cross country. I've got to tell you, it's been spectacular. We've just met some wonderful people just like you along the way, in all these cities across America, including a lot of really small ones. Just a side story, we were in a little bitty town in Texas, and the woman comes out of an old, fallen down hotel, and she says, I've got my Prius, and I was going to do a all electric, but I decided on a hybrid because I was standing there in the middle of nowhere talking to this woman out of almost a shack, and she was very composed and knowledgeable about the environment, about electronic, electric cars. Then a guy walks across the street, and he's got 17 lawnmowers in his front yard, and he comes out and said, I'm thinking about putting a hub motor on my Volkswagen. And really, we put a hub motor on one of our cars. And did you find that you had a problem? The guy was totally versed. And to me, it kind of underscored the whole thing that everybody in America is more aware than you might imagine in alternative fuels, you know, what the issues are with fossil fuels and electricity. We're not the answer with an electric car maybe, but everybody's aware and everybody's kind of stimulated to try to do something. And one of the things that we're trying to do with this trip is demonstrate that if there was a network of charging stations around America, you could consider an electric car for something more than just being an urban vehicle. You might consider driving from Kansas City to Denver if you could stop at Sonic a couple of times and charge your car, have a breakfast and a lunch and charge your car and be able to make the trip. So that's kind of the long and short of how we got here. And I want to turn it over to the students. I'll introduce, actually, if you could all just step forward and give your name and what your interest is, and then go ahead. You started out there.
My name is Christina Madison, and I work on the car.
Yeah.
my name is Paul Smith. I'm 17 years old. I'm a junior. I go to Center High School. My interest in the project and building the car was being very hands-on, being able to take apart and put everything back together.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
My name is Emmanuel, and I work on the car too.
Emmanuel is from Alta Vista High School in Kansas City. We have several students there. We have students from 5 different high schools. And Emmanuel is kind of a jack of all trades. He's always helping in all the areas. He's pretty well. Kelvin?
My name is Kelvin Dooley. I just recently graduated high school, and my next step is to attend university this upcoming fall semester.
Kelvin?
What do you want to major in?
Mechanical engineering.
When we first saw Kelvin, he came in and we asked him what he wanted to be, and he said, I want to be a ball player. But what happens is the kids are shoulder to shoulder with professional adults, craftsmen, and after 20 weeks or 40 weeks of working on the project, guess what? They have a different picture of their future. So our goals are to
Get a better watch.
get a better watch, inspire them to learn, expand their vision of the future, and then provide opportunities for jobs. Chris?
I'm Christine Parker, and I worked in the automotive parts. I wanted to work in communications, but I wanted to be hands-on, so I changed to towards that field, and I like it. So, yeah.
She loves grinders. She's really good.
My name is Yolani Harris, and I'm in an automotive part. This is my second year in MINDDRIVE, and my interest, I'm going to go to college, of course, and my interest is music production and performing arts.
Guess what she is? Photographer. But she came into the program in the automotive program, and she started having exposure to working with, we have a couple of guys in the program that are automotive journalists. So she began doing photography, and now that's all she does. She found her interest. Eater?
I'm Christina Moore.
Sorry.
My dad, I'm Christina Moore.
Eater? You speak. You can do it.
Well, my name is Ener Perez. This is my second semester year working on the car. 17 years old. I'm going to graduate high school next year. Hopefully go to a law school. I want to become an immigration lawyer and work cars on the side probably. And my interest is what is it?
Electronics.
Yeah, electronics. Batteries, motors, things like that. Cars.
How long is your trip?
I'm sorry?
How long will the trip last?
The trip goes from the 11th to the 21st, and it's 2,500 miles, and we're about 300 miles from our destination.
Almost there.
I'd like to introduce the mentors also. Andy?
Andy Ratchowitz. I'm an structural engineer. This is my first year in the program, and it's been a really enjoyable experience.